Oh, something a little different. Bitch, we early. Get into that. Clock
Not
that,
we
clock
early.
that, clock it. Clock that T, why don't you?
We
Oh, we are
was.
early, so we're gonna let the girls come into the room while we're doing that. Thank you guys for coming in with us to the lounge. The lounge is open, divas, because it is time for happy hour. We got a lot to run through, and we're gonna run right on through it. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notification bells on so that way you'll know wherever we are when we're going live with these shows. Also, go ahead and find us on your podcast platforms. No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown. Do me a favor, go on Spotify, go on Apple, rate it 5 stars, and leave a review. I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. As we see the people are coming into the room. Buongiorno, David. Hey to the people. Hey to the people. Let's go ahead and get the word out to her be on the Twitter.
Oh yeah, because I gotta retweet it.
Let's get the word out on the girls on the Twitter. We early, so we're gonna do a little back work on the back end. Hey y'all. Love the thank you. Thank you. You know, I had to go in the closet and pull out a little archive fashion, little fashion.
Not archive.
La Archive. Yes, from La Archive.
Hey y'all.
Didn't they say she spelled that wrong?
Yeah, she did that on purpose. You know how we do. We gotta be different.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm here for it. Love, love, love. Yes, the lounge is open. Get into it, girlies. The lounge is open. Pour your drinks up. Get a cocktail
Get like me and Chase.
and be messy.
Oh yeah, I'm here for the mess, especially with a certain someone.
Who is the certain someone that you're looking forward to talking about?
I'm sick of Portia.
Well, what Portia got to do with the stuff that
I'm just saying.
Lord Jesus. Okay, all right. Give me one moment.
She might come up.
So that means you're gonna make her come up.
Hey y'all.
While we're doing this, did you have any thoughts on the Shannon Sharpe situation?
I'm sick of him too.
Why? Why are you sick of him?
Because I don't feel bad for him. Like, how many times have we seen this? Jonathan Majors just got caught up in some foolishness. You gonna go and get you a younger one? Just like, and you alley you that to her. Because the stuff you saying. Remember a couple months ago, he was caught up putting his sexual problem, the internet on IG Live. He don't. I'm too old for that.
I I am at a loss for words. For me, it hits differently because I actually sat on a prominent R word case in Atlanta a few years ago. And so because I sat on that case, my view is forever changed. I do believe women, I do believe people. And so I am not a doubter or denier of people and of women, most especially. However, I wanted to get more facts first before I came to an opinion because there's just a lot of things like he's showing text messages, but his text messages are only showing, one side of the story, not showing what he's saying. Then she's saying that she has 30 seconds of a sex tape that she wants to release. And he is saying, well, no, don't release the 30 seconds, release the full sex tape. And, the curiosity of it happening right around the time he's allegedly about to sign a $100 million podcast deal. Then the lawyer that's representing the Jane Doe in this case is Busby, who we all know has a penchant for, coming for black men, so it just is a lot of facts, well, not even facts, a lot of variables at once for me. I need to take some time. I need to sift through this so I can come to a determination on what I feel about it. However, I do feel that Shannon Sharpe is an absolute fucking idiot for trying to make sugar stick out of shit with a 19-year-old girl. That's a little girl. That's a little girl.
Well, you know why? Because they're easily manipulated. But in this case, Shannon, she might have manipulated your ass. Like,
Played, and all he saw was some fresh tail, which is something that he needs to. Cheryl Underwood was right there.
not
Monique told you to get you a auntie. Cheryl Underwood would have took care of that motherfucker. Do you hear me? He didn't want it, and now now look. Whether she lying or he telling the truth, or whether he lying or she telling the truth, now
a
look.
Bama ass fool. And you know what?
Yeah, she did, Kelly.
They gonna get your ass. You fell for the okey doke, the easiest trick in the book.
She was nine. She's nine. She was 19 when they met, right? And now she's like 21 when she's suing him or something like that.
Child, the details don't even matter
The
because
details are
he
sorted. Yeah,
it's just
I'm not a
like
fan. I don't live.
it's just either way, whether he's right or wrong in this situation, you could have avoided this. This was really stupid. And y'all just don't learn. Jonathan Majors just came out of this situation. Okay.
He ain't thinking about people. Don't be thinking about other people dick when they only think about their own.
That's true. But
Do
it's
you get
just
what I'm
like,
saying? No,
let's
that's what I'm
learn the
saying. Though
lesson though.
the lesson is right there for you to learn. The lesson is there. The lesson is clear. If he's such a journalist, I'm sure he's reported on the lesson. But hell, it don't have nothing to do with me. Outside out of mind, I got my white girls in check. And now, like you finna what have to cut the check. And the fact that she turned down a $10 million lawsuit, this is a mess. And again, I want to just give y'all some insight into what I went through. It was traumatic. A lot of the jury had already made up their mind about the person that was being accused, because they were a black man. And I wanted all of the evidence. I reviewed all of the evidence. I went over it thoroughly. We did not come to a quick decision. It took us 2 days to come to a decision because I was one of the only people in there who wanted to go through every piece of evidence, read every
Yep.
thing. Some people just came in and was like, guilty. Ain't the motherfucker right now, guilty. I wanted to make sure that if I was going to be responsible for justice, it was given equally across the board. Does that make sense?
I don't know how people could take stuff like that
They
lightly.
do. They really do. And I was in a room, I saw it.
Right.
They do.
So, but that's the difference of people who have integrity and others that do not.
This is your granddaddy. This is your granddaddy. Y'all heard that? I can actually sing opera, right? But you know how I learned how to sing opera? I wonder if she's watching. My mom, right? Because mind you, my mom, you think of your mom, you think your mom old as hell because that's your mama when you're growing up, right? That old ass bit, that old ass bit, it's just so old. And so I remember when Juvenile High hit the streets, you in that bit by the Benz, huh? You in the Benz, huh?
Yeah.
You in that? Okay, that's all we can sing because we don't want to.
Right.
But that came out and she would run it over and over again. You gotta like on find them, run it over and over again. And I'm like, girl, you are so old. What you know about this? Like, what you know about? You don't know nothing about that. But she wouldn't rap it like you and that bit by the biz, huh? Anything that she raps, any song that she sings, it is an opera. So she was saying, "You're in that big body bitch," oh. And so me and my brother would go around making fun of her, because like everything, girl. Love you, mommy, but girl, everything. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into some of these hot topics that we got for you today. We just figured we'd touch on it because this is your granddaddy. That nigga know he nasty. We had a time last night down to the thing, didn't we, y'all? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We had a time last night. Whoa, we had a time last night. I'm telling
You was
you.
getting in that ass, huh?
Oh baby, with belts and well, I don't want to say nothing about no whip or no pew pew, but it was boots to asses last night on our Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I was in rare form, as the people would say, and I had a lot to get off of my chest. So speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta, we'll go ahead and pick up where we left off because Kelli Ferrell is currently doing a press tour, um, and she stopped by our friends at Bro Chat, and she went ahead and discussed with them now, one of the bros of Bro Chat asked her a phenomenal question, and she actually answered it. Was a Bravo Marshall in the room? You know, they have Bravo Marshals, like the PR girls or the PR people who sit in the interview with you to make sure they
Right.
don't say anything crazy. Yeah. Was the Bravo Marshal in the room when this came out? Because I couldn't believe Kelly was so honest about this. Let's go ahead and take a look at it as soon as I'm able to get it up. Y'all, ooh, no, I almost made a Shannon Sharpe joke, but I'm not gonna do it. Get it up. Ooh. Let's see if I can get it to play.
Sorry, y'all. Allergies.
Know
Mm-mm.
her to be someone who would carry a weapon or a whip or anything like that.
The wine's right there.
So,
You guys, have I seen a weapon in her possession before? Yes.
Clock it
But
here.
I can't tell you that that was towards someone. I mean, we're in Georgia. I
people
carry
carry
a
a
weapon.
weapon, right?
I am licensed to carry. I carry a weapon with me. For my safety, for my children. I own a business. You know,
Hmm.
you have to protect yourselves at all costs,
But you're
and
being honest about
I
it.
have to get home. Yeah, I have to get
She's
home to my
saying
mom,
that
to my daughters.
she's saying that she isn't carrying a weapon and she doesn't own a weapon.
Let me just say this. I stand in my truth in regards to what I support and what I don't. I don't support gun violence. I
Okay.
don't support anything pertaining to harm of a woman or an individual,
Mm,
especially going through the things that I've been through in my life.
We can tell how genuine you are. I think that's why
yeah.
the audience were so responsive to you, is because you do
Yeah.
give us
Yeah.
very genuine responses.
How
Yes.
long how
Yes.
long did you know Britt before the season?
Ooh,
Good
Before the
good
question.
show?
question.
So I've known Britt probably for at least like close to a year prior to the show. I didn't know Britt prior to some of her other past things that she
Right.
did.
Mm.
All right. That clip was courtesy of Bro Chat. Uh, now, refresh my memory. Did she or did she not go on the Watch What Happens live show and say she doesn't even own a gun?
Sure enough, did go on there and lie and say that. I knew it was a lie as soon as she. Well, she said it on that YouTube clip you have on
But see,
notation.
you could say that you could try to weasel your way out of it and finagle your way out of that YouTube clip that made the rounds, because you could say that from that podcast she did, that was like back in 2022, I think. This is now 2024, 2025. I used to, but I didn't, I don't anymore, However, Kelly is now saying that, girl, I've seen you with it. And, for me, it is not the fact that she is a gun, we can't say the word, a pew pew. Whoa, she got a whip, guns and whips in the air, but like, not the fact that she has one, but the fact that she's now lying about that after an investigation was done by Bravo. And she said on Watch What Happens Live that she never had one in the first place. I think that is where I'm just like, how many times are we going to give this girl an
Yeah.
opportunity to play in our faces, Torby?
Um, I feel that way as well, but not just it's. But we see this during the season. Like you told Shamia, you lost your license. Then you said, you was being investigated. So which one is it? Then we get other things in the street saying, this girl lying. Her license was been taken, and it's just like everything. Even the stuff with Kenya is a lie. It's not consistent. What hazing did she do to you? I did not see it. Indy did not see it. Everybody's asking her, what
Hell,
did
she
you
couldn't
say?
answer to it, Torby. When they asked her what was it that Kenya did that we didn't see, she didn't have an answer.
Right. So she's been lying forever at this point. And I don't believe that webcam nonsense either.
Yeah, I put a big hole in that because even if I'm to go ahead and go along and believe that you only did webcam for 1 week with your cousin or with your best friend, and y'all were butt naked on the webcam, and then Drew asked, "Well, did you make any good money?" And she said, "I did well." You did it for 1 week, right? Now, I even go ahead and discount that the week before you said that uh, you were only doing webcam with your boyfriend at the time, right? Remember she said that, right? She
Yep.
was doing webcam with her boyfriend. Now this week it is she was doing webcam for 1 week with her best friend. Okay. And they were just strictly having conversations. Even if I was inclined and willing to believe that, the answer was, did you sell it? The question was, did you sell it? She says, what? The cat. She says, no. If you were sitting your ass on a webcam talking to people butt naked and you did well, that means you sold the cat because the people paid to see you butt naked. They're talking. Stop it. Just stop it. I can't. I can't. Anything she said in her mouth, I can't. I won't. I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it.
I guess we now see a bigger liar than Mia.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Because this is worse. Like, this is worse. I
Yeah,
thought
it is
I thought
worse.
you couldn't get any lower than using your son's paternity for a storyline. Now
Oh
we
Lord Jesus.
talking about pistols and what you gonna do to somebody with a pistol. You know, it's just like, see, just when you think it can't get no lower, guys, Atlanta took it to hell.
And all things considered, even though the ratings are almost as low as Salt Lake City's, I really have enjoyed Atlanta this season.
I think Team
I'm not
Twirl
gonna
is
make me not.
upset. I think Team Twirl is upset.
Well, they're very upset, and they
Yeah.
have a reason, in my opinion, to be upset. I think they're within their reasoning. We're here on the No Chaser TV Instagram. We're gonna go ahead and play some of these things that we have here. But I wanted to go ahead and read this um, because, according to In Touch Weekly, we don't know if we're getting lamb chops or lawsuits down to Kelli Ferrell's Nana's Chicken and Waffles location that she tried to open up in Sandy Springs, where she's currently being sued for $101,140.64 in unpaid rent. Now, the landlord did go ahead and state to In Touch Weekly that she never actually moved into the building, and a representative for Kelli stated that she has been going through an issue with her ex-husband, and so it caused some delays in opening up the restaurant. He's accused her of not paying the rent for August, October, December, February, and March, and he's also added on an additional $13,000 for the rest of the lease. It is a 5-year lease due to expire in 2029. And so I actually want to give Kelli kudos because a lot of people don't respond, and she responded. So I think that is, really, really, really to be commended. There's a lot of the girls, like I just said, they don't respond. They just let it fizzle out. She did go ahead and give her thoughts, and uh, some of them say, however, the situation is currently being sorted out with the landlords of the new location, and Nana's in Sandy Springs will be open by this summer. So what I think is maybe she thought she would use the momentum from the show because she's cooking
Wow.
every episode. She's
Yeah.
doing, things every episode to promote her business. The momentum of the show will lead into the momentum of the Sandy Springs location, which is why she probably hasn't done it. Or maybe the money from the show would go into the Sandy Springs location. But either way it goes, kudos to Kelly, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't have said anything. Like, I'm handling it, or whatever. But all right, she made a statement. That's good.
Now, on one of our platforms on No Chase TV, I don't remember which one. Um, somebody said that she's too busy paying security to pay her rent. That's what
I
they
did
said.
see that. I saw that.
What? Y'all say
Listen,
anything out y'all damn mouth.
yeah.
Um, all right. Now, while we're here in Atlanta, TMZ caught Andy Cohen off guard and cornered him about Kenya Moore not being invited to the reunion after initially being invited and that invitation being rescinded. Here's what Andy Cohen had to say about it.
Now listen, Kenya said she was invited and then uninvited to the reunion. How true is this?
I have to watch her whole. I haven't watched her post yet,
Okay,
but
but is that true? Is that part true?
we'll talk about it.
Oh my goodness, Andy. Well, okay. Well, is she coming back? Fans want her back. So what's the deal?
I love her. I love her. Listen, we there is so much more of this season left, and it is so good. Phaedra comes on in like 5 weeks. It is a jam, and you are gonna love it. And so right now, I'm kind of focusing on the rest of the season.
So not
You know what I
Kenya.
mean? What?
So you're not focusing on Kenya, but she's coming back.
Focusing on the show.
Okay. So when you watch that confessional, let us know.
Okay,
Well, it looks like you were trying to say that she was invited and then uninvited.
that's what it looks like. I was trying to say.
Kinda. You were like,
I don't know. Hopefully,
You're trying
I
to-
love her. I'll tell you that much.
Andy, we have to
All
ask
right.
you now.
We're gonna watch it
Listen,
again. What did you think about that? It looks like to me, Andy didn't know she said that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah,
Okay, that's what she doing.
yeah.
Should Kenya Moore be at the reunion?
I think she should. I want to see Brit squirm anyway, but
I think that she should be invited to the reunion based off of the fact that Britt Eady was not removed from the show. In my opinion, I don't give a damn how nobody feel about it at this point. You know, this is how I feel about it. This is my square, and y'all can feel about it how y'all want to feel about it. And we're gonna love each other all the same as we always do on No Chaser TV. Whether we agree or disagree, we come back to the ring and we do it again. Isn't that right?
correct.
Now,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
She need to be there.
since she y'all didn't discipline one because you didn't discipline it where it started, then don't discipline it where it ends. Everybody was wrong, and everybody either gonna get disciplined or everybody's gonna get a chance to say their piece. In my opinion, bring her to the reunion, especially with the ratings being the lowest they've ever been in the history of the show. Y'all don't have the luxury and affordability at this point to be turning down ratings, right? So
Yeah, everybody will tune in for that. To see Kenya back. I think they underestimated Team Twirl. I'm telling you like that.
I don't think they cared. It wasn't an underestimation. They didn't care. And David says no, he doesn't think she should be invited to the reunion. I'm going to implore you guys. I understand y'all don't like Kenya because that's where it's coming from. But look at this particular situation and ask yourself, was the entire situation treated fairly? Not just one part, the entire situation, was that treated equally and fairly? And if you still say no after that, that's your no, that's your square. I won't go ahead and change what you got to say. You still got your seat at the lounge. But I
Yeah,
just think that a lot of it is coming from people who don't like Kenya. Read this.
I was about to say that.
I just want to be clear. I'm not like a big Kenya fan, but even I recognize when bullshit stink.
Yeah, so Scorpio 89 said, you're talking about your employer and expect to be invited to the company cookout after you've been suspended. Nah.
So you pro company. Because I'm never pro company. I'm just being honest with you. That's the problem with the culture now. Some of these companies need to be talked damn about. So some things can change. You could treat me any kind of way. I got to keep my mouth shut about it. And then if I say anything, you're going to further remove my opportunities because I'm telling the truth on your ass. That's messed up. That is a culture that needs to change. Do right, and I won't have nothing to say.
Y'all know how. Hey,
Hey, Durga, I am not pro company. I am so sorry.
Wow.
These companies don't give a fuck about us.
Listen, our government don't give a fuck about us, so you know, it is what it is.
The company don't care nothing about us. Well, that's how I feel about that. All right. Speaking of how the people feel about that, now you know how it feels. Um, Also,
Thank you.
weighing in on the subject is Candiace Dillard Bassett.
Yeah.
Um, did Kenya go too far? I don't think so. I don't think she did. And I know there's been a lot of discourse surrounding the Kenya of it all. I think that Kenya, and people have a lot to say about Kenya in general. Even in my own family, we've had arguments about this in my own house, okay? So I may, I know my opinion may not be popular. However, worse has been done. Is my phone overheating? Yes. Worse, I'm putting it by the vent so it doesn't overheat. Worse has happened. Worse has been done. Worse has been done. And we've not seen the consequences, or the consequences have not been as harsh. So I just think it's unfortunate. I think it sucks because Kenya is a staple in the Bravo sphere. I think she's a face. She's a face of the network and paved the way for a lot of us as a Black woman on Bravo.
Ooh.
And, people have so much to say about her and that she's this and she's that and she's whatever. I have always had positive experiences with Kenya. I've always heard other people have had positive experiences with her. I worked with her. She's a doll. She's a pleasure to work with. She's professional. She's kind. I just think, as they say, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And I do believe, well, it's not even a matter of what I believe. We heard that there was a threat made. And I have a hard time people trying to justify how someone responds to threats or how someone responds in general. You can't police how I respond or how other people respond to disrespect. Because we have to start at the beginning. And the beginning is not with Kenya. And I've seen enough of the clips from the season to know that Kenya was peaceful. And I know there are, like I said, I know my opinion may not be popular. That's okay. I just think that if you wanted to punish her, there were other ways to do that. And it did not require removing her from the platform in its entirety. When we have watched other housewives do worse.
All right, there you have it. What are you thinking about it? I think that honestly, she's still mad that Candace drug her. I'm not Candace, but Monique drug her. Because other people have done worse. Monique drug her and got a contract. And I think that both parties were wrong, in my opinion. But I do agree where we haven't traditionally policed these type of matters, and so now you want to lock one person up and not everybody. It doesn't sit well with me. What do you think?
I'm not really mad at her for her stance, only because she was a victim. So I'm not gonna be like, no, she's wrong for that. She could have been talking about this shit with Kay too, but that's somebody who wasn't a cast member. So that kind of is not a good, a good example. But I don't know what I would do if I was victimized. I don't know. And I don't know how I would seek vengeance. I'm gonna just tell you like that. But I think I still have a moral compass, and I wouldn't like put somebody's nudes out like that.
That's not what I would think to do, but I think morals go out the window when you talking about pew pews. I do. I'm sorry. I got to keep it
Oh
real.
yeah, guns are
I got to be
totally,
honest. I got to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I got to be honest. I can't sit here and be inauthentic to me. I'm not thinking about how other people are reacting. I put myself in the situation. And for me, I wouldn't take that lightly. I wouldn't appreciate it. I wouldn't. And so for me, something gonna happen. I don't know what. Maybe but you're gonna get some get back. It ain't over.
Right.
Okay. It is not over. The people saying Candace should have sat this one out. What do you think? You agree?
So I don't know, because then she also was victimized by somebody she thought was her friend and started lies about her husband. And whether it was physical or not, that's still something I think is disrespectful. So she didn't retaliate against Giselle. I mean, it's a hard thing to talk about because she also talks about how black women are treated on Bravo. That's what's the point for me, resonated more than the other stuff she was saying, because it gives credence to the lawsuit that Nene filed against Bravo.
Mm.
So she is not the only one who has seen this.
Well, I'll
There are
be honest.
other black women who I feel Kenya is feeling it now.
Well, Kenya said that if it happened to Kyle, would this be okay?
This is what I'm saying.
And I agree in that sentiment. I do agree. If this happened to one of the YT girls, it would be different. I feel that way. I do.
And that
I
could be
definitely feel
said,
that way.
and for that could be said for the Monique stuff. That could be said about the Kiarna thing and Deborah. That could be said about a lot of different situations. The black housewives can go a little bit farther and get paid a little bit more or less. How stereotypical does that sound? It is the R word, racist. Living up to this is why like we talk about housewives, who are like do things that are we think is too ratchet for the show. And that's why I felt some type of way about the Monique thing, because I was like, all right, you beat her up, right? She antagonized you, I get you. I said it was after that when she continued to run after Candiace and tell her I'm a kill you. I didn't like that.
We're not going to agree on that.
That was too far for me, though.
Well,
This is
for
my
me, it was
wait.
not.
It
For me, it was
was too
not.
far for me.
For me, it was not.
Okay. Well, see,
Let
there
me
you
tell you
go.
why, though. Because after the physical altercation, Candace continued to do what?
Talk.
Yeah. So if you continue to talk, I can continue to talk. And since I'm probably going to be fired for what I just did, let me go ahead and get it over with. A lot of people be feeling that way when they fight. Oh, it's like that. Let me just go ahead and get it over with then. Are you still talking shit? You still talking shit? You want some more? She was calling her a hood rat, ghetto, all kinds of things. I don't agree with you on that.
That was too far for me.
And it was too far for me. So I
I
get it.
just,
I get
but
it.
but what I'm saying is, you won't see stuff like that on those shows. So
We see
it's
it on Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah, Jersey is the next.
We see it in Jersey. We see it. It's happened in Miami. They fought in Miami. You know.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, speaking of housewives elsewhere, Karen Huger was denied to transfer to a work release program and may potentially see an early release in November. Now, I know that Ebony K. Williams was on Carlos King's show and said it was very highly unlikely, but it's looking like it is likely that she may get out by November, which is a couple of months away. So, Karen wanted to go ahead and go be transferred to a work release program where she would get a job. The rules were she could not work at a location that served alcohol, and no filming was allowed to be done while she was working. And it was a less strict environment than the facility that she's currently in. And the correctional facility actually approved it, but the judge denied it. And the judge said, no, you're going to do every bit of your time where you at. Okay. But I guess they're putting early release for good behavior on the table for her, allegedly. Do you think that that's too far?
No, I'm gonna tell you why. When it was told to us that this was not even the second one, that this was about the fourth time, she deserved jail time. I'm sorry. For you to be this reckless, thank God you never touched anybody with that car, thankfully. But you should not be doing that. That, especially at this age, Karen, you know better. And it's just like, it's so careless. And so she deserved that time. I'm sorry. She needs to stay there. That is, and who, I feel like there's some people around her enabling that. Y'all know she was an alcoholic. And then we later found out she was, prescription pills too. No, she has a real problem, and just giving her a slap on the wrist wouldn't have worked. She would have been at it again had she took them 6 months, 6 months of probation they was offering her.
I did go ahead and go out into the street in DC and ask the people what the people said about Karen's jail time, and here's what they had to say about it. So I want to ask the people, I've been asking the people, was Karen's sentencing fair?
Yes. Now I love Karen. She's my favorite. I'm gonna ride with her till the wheels fall off, but she did deserve something because she could have took that 6 months probation. She took it to court, and because she took it to court, we saw the tape. So yes, she only got a year, and it is not to say that she can't come home before the year either. So yes, it was fair sentencing.
Karen was just sentenced to 2 years, 1 year in jail or in prison, 1 year suspended, plus a myriad of other things. Was it fair?
That's my mama. No, I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't fair to me. She didn't hurt nobody. It's fair. It's fair, y'all. She should have definitely deserves to go to prison. But at the same time, she didn't hurt anybody. She only hurt herself in that fast car.
So I want to ask the people, I've been asking the people, was Karen's sentencing fair?
Yes. Now I love Karen. She's my favorite.
My bad,
I'm gonna
y'all.
ride with her till the wheels fall off, but she did deserve something because she could have took that 6 months probation. She took it to court, and because she took it to court, we saw the tape. So yes, she only got a year, and it is not to say that she can't come home before the year either. So yes, it was fair sentencing.
Karen was just sentenced to 2 years, 1 year in jail or in prison, 1 year suspended, plus a myriad of other things. Was it fair?
That's my mama. No, I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't fair to me. She didn't hurt nobody. It's fair. It's fair, y'all. She should have definitely deserves to go to prison. But at the same time, she didn't hurt anybody. She only hurt herself in that fast car.
So I want to ask the people, I've been asking. All right.
So people agree.
I was going to say, sit your ass down, Karen. That's what I got for it. Sit on down somewhere, Karen. Get out of November. I really wish they had did like 6 months in the facility and then 6 months rehab, because I feel like the first thing I would want when I come out of jail is a drink. Me personally. Is that crazy to think like that? I'd be like, oh, bitch, I need a drink. Do you know what I just got going through?
That should make your ass not want to drink.
Damn, man, I need a drink.
No, she could drink. She just can't drive. They better put a breathalyzer on that car.
Damn that, I need a drink, and I need it now. All right, you guys. Before we go ahead and call it a episode today, there's word on the street. I have not confirmed. I have tried. I don't have any information about it though. That allegedly Erika Jayne has been demoted to a friend of the Housewives. Should she choose to accept it? Now we all know that Erika Jayne infamously called Garcelle boring. And wanted her to be more interesting, as well as saying that her roster peaked in the 90s. And so now people are looking at this as a gotcha moment. What do you think?
Yeah, Shorty needed to not come out her face the way she did. You are the least interesting person on the cast, Erika Jayne. You came on this show thinking that you were going to be this showgirl entertainer, and look at you. You are living in somebody's pool house. You should humble yourself. So, you know what? If it's true, and I hope it is, because you are no longer Beverly Hills, my dear, at all. You're not becoming of a housewife on that franchise at all. Nothing about it. I do not want to watch you redecorate your pool house. At this point, I have more than you do because I at least own my apartment.
Okay, son.
I mean, and we don't know what her roster looks like. You was laid up with a decrepit man. Child. Let me stop. Go ahead, Chase. Because I can't stand Erika Jayne.
Basically, I'm tired of the broke Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, in my opinion, anybody broke should not be there, and that's just what I think about it. I don't want a friend contract. I don't want to see any of it. I'm good on it. And I thank you very much for your time. Yeah, I'm with you, Natalia. She needs to be gone. Bad girl, fly girl, as the people are saying in the comments. It was nice to know you. Figure out where you're gonna get paid moving elsewhere. And a lot of those friend contracts, if true, are like really just to push them out of the show and have them leave with some dignity and class and grace and say, no, I will not accept 3 episodes that guarantee with potential for more. I've been here for 10 years. I won't accept that. I won't accept this amount of money. But she's so damn poor acting, she probably will accept it. I don't think anybody who broke should be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't.
Well, I got
Unless
one thing to say to that. Won't he do it?
And with that being said, we will see you guys if something else rapidly appears that needs to be discussed. We will go live and discuss it. And make sure that you go back and watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta review that I did last night. It was unhinged and uncensored, unfiltered. And you might not get one like that for quite some time. So enjoy it. I threw it back to the old school, Chase. I gave you the old school, the clubhouse chases in the house last night, baby. And I said what I had to say about them girls. Okay. With that being said, I want to thank you, Catch, honey. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in wherever you're catching us at. Catch, Facebook, Instagram, well, soon to be Instagram, but Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you guys so much. If you have not subscribed already, go ahead and do so. It don't hurt to subscribe to the people, okay? And like the videos, and make sure that you guys are leaving comments in the lounge after the lives. We appreciate you being there for the lives, but leave us some comments and interact with us as well. We'll get back to you. And if not, we will see you when we see y'all. Bye. She want to talk about Portia. What time is it? You got 30 seconds. Go ahead and read Portia.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Read the 30 seconds. You got it.
She got nothing else to do but beef with Drew, and now it's talking about Angela. You must have some evidence before you start talking about that. If Charles had a baby on her or not. I need her to talk about something in her real life because we have no information about what's going on. I know she can't talk about Simon, but she better make up something else other than her fighting with Drew. And I guess Phaedra is going to be her storyline now. I don't know, but I'm over it.
All right. We'll see you guys for Atlanta, and we may have a couple of other shows up our sleeves. That being said, we'll see y'all when we see y'all. Peace. Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.